All right. Charles, you need no introductions.
How you been, man?
I've been great. How's Rare Evo? You just got done speaking with RFK.
Yeah, this is like the post-interview, right? So we're telling you, it was a great time. He put in the team effort. Had a lot of fun. He's such a great guy. We started in 1961. Actually, we started in 1933, and we worked our way forward all the way to 2024. And it just shows you this guy deeply understands the U.S. government, deeply understands incentives, the consequences of centralization. Just like the first question where we asked about the media, and Bobby was like, hey, it used to be fair and balanced, and it was a loss leader, and then in the 80s it got consolidated and became a profit center, and news basically just became a way to make revenue instead of truth. And so the incentives got misaligned. And when you think about that, you say, gosh, what do we do in the cryptocurrency space? We decentralize, we build up incentive stacks to get what we want. So that means that we could solve all the problems of media if we just simply apply the principles of the cryptocurrency industry to it. And that gives me a lot of hope because that's what we do. And for a guy like that who's had a front row seat to the U.S. government since 1961 when his uncle got elected president is a truly, truly extraordinary thing. And so I was just I'm just pumped. And it was a privilege of a lifetime to be able to interview him.
Yeah, I think you've done a great job of obviously fostering the community. You've been a little bit more vocal about politics as we've got Kamala and Trump, and there's just a lot of drama around that. Maybe just sort of pivoting and talking about Cardano and just this event. What's got you most excited about Rare Evo? They've obviously upped their game here. You've been able to make your way around a lot of booths. What have you seen so far that you're really excited about?
Well, there's a good mixture of old faces and new faces, and it's always healthy when you see that there's new people in the room because that means you're growing and you're not stagnating. And everybody's approaching things from different angles. We got people trying to revolutionize AI. We got people making beer and they have their own microbrew and everything in between. And what's cool is they're all here building on Cardano and they're all here trying to get where we need to go. The other thing that was really exciting was with the DREP training, we had people from 32 countries in the DREP training here. So that shows you just how diverse Cardano's become. And we're bringing so many different people together and those people are really going to do some incredible things. So the fact that Chang is imminent, it's probably going to be turned on here in a few weeks, and that the Constitution Committee, the DREPs are coming online, that intellect, that capability, that raw governance ability to project us into the future and get us where we need to go, it's a huge challenge, but it's also a huge opportunity. And if we solve that problem, we're unbeatable. We're going for number one, man.
Yeah, we've been going for number one. I think we're well on our way. You mentioned multiple nations here. No better opportunity than to take advantage of everybody flying in for Evo. Now, yesterday, there was a pretty big reveal for Doom using Hydra.
Yeah.
I think you even raised the stakes here. You mentioned $100,000, right? So what can we expect from that? And, what are your thoughts about finally being able to get to scalability?
So I was talking with the Hydra team a few months ago, and I said, we need something to unambiguously demonstrate the scalability potential of Hydra. Something that everybody understands, everybody can use, everybody has some degree of familiarity with. And once you see it, you just instantly get the power of the platform and where we're going. Mm-hmm. So Trim came to us and said, how about we do Doom on Hydra and make every frame a transaction? And then let's make it multiplayer, because then when you think about it, every player at 35 frames per second, you get 30,000 players. That's 1 million transactions per second running a system. So I said, all right, well, let's go figure it out. And what they did is they built a coalition of people within the ecosystem. So we got Sunday Swap and we got other people that are in the Hydra group. They came together. Adam Dean did a great job as well. He came in, he did NFTXLV, and he's had several projects in our ecosystem. And they worked real hard for 2 months. And not only did they get Hydra to work on, Doom to work on Hydra, but they also actually put these beautiful arcade boxes together. So then I said, okay, we got to up the ante a little bit. So we got the Cardano Summit in October. And now that we know we can do this, let's optimize it to the extent that we can do a multiplayer with lots of people. And let's do a death match. And whoever wins, not only do they win, but they get $100,000 in USDM, but we don't just give it like a centralized company. Let's put that in a smart contract. So 100% of this game can be on the blockchain, on the Cardano blockchain, on mainnet, including the reward. And people all around the world can participate and play. And we'll launch that at the Cardano Summit, run it for a day or two. Well, you guys still got to figure out the brackets and how we're going to do that. But that just shows the power of Cardano. And what this does is it's the single harshest acid test you can throw at a blockchain application. Because you think about a video game, first-person shooter, latency matters, experience matters. You got to be 35 frames per second or greater to be able to have a good UX there. You talk about concurrent players. My Lord, you're tied up dozens, hundreds, thousands of people all in a shared state. If you can crack that, you can crack a world financial operating system. That's easy, man. You can do a nation's election. You could do DEXIS with no latency. You can do any of these things. So Hydra is just one of 4 of our scalability approaches, but it's starting to come in its own, and it's designed hand in glove for the extended UTXO model, and we have such unique advantages because of that.
Thank you, and I look forward to maybe seeing you in that bracket, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
That's one game I think I might have a shot at winning.
Okay, as we get ready to close down here, the last thing I want to ask is about the partner chain framework.
Yes, sir.
So you introduced Aran Barak yesterday to dive into Midnight. We just got the tooling for the alpha version of the partner chain framework. What's sort of your vision and what comes next?
So partner chains is another pillar in the 4 pillars of scalability for Basho. And what partner chains is all about is saying you have a blockchain pursuit that is so sophisticated, complicated, and different from a normal blockchain that you need something that's bespoke. Normally what people do is they create their own layer 1. That's why we have 20,000 layer 1s. That doesn't get you anywhere. So can you create something where you could be connected and get security from Cardano and use our validators to help run that system? Thus, inflation gets paid to them. And so basically, Cardano sells security to other systems, and people who hold ADA and people who participate in consensus getting paid for that service that they provide. But then you have the freedom to parameterize and configure your network in a way for what you need. So you think like World Mobile as an example. You have a situation where you have aerostats, you have towers people put up, you have Wi-Fi, you have physical infrastructure. Well, that's very different than virtual and digital infrastructure, right? So you have to build a network that accommodates for that. You think about bandwidth, proof of bandwidth. That's a very different type of proof than proof of stake or these types of things. So you have facilities and things that are connected to the nature and topology of that network that are so different that doesn't make sense to write as a Plutus application or Aiken. You need infrastructure. What partner chains gives you the ability to do is build it. Cardano takes care of a lot of the hard stuff, and then it builds channels to connect that to all the other networks, to Ethereum, to Solana, to Base, to Bitcoin, and other places. And then you could be basically a hybrid application. So people can stay on their chain, but then they call your service, whether that be World Mobile or Midnight or something else, and they pay in the currency they want to pay in, Ether or Sol or whatever. And somehow, some way, just like when you go to London Heathrow and you have a credit card, you go to Starbucks and you buy, maybe you pay in dollars or euros, but they get paid pounds, everything gets sorted out. So the alpha is kind of a taste of this experience. And as Midnight launches, more and more partner chains will come. What we're going to wake up is we're going to be the blockchain of blockchains. We'll have hundreds of these service-oriented blockchains that are connected to and can use dozens of other ecosystems. And then Cardano will kind of be the nexus of the promise of Web3. So no more Infiras and Alchemies and OpenSeas and high degrees of centralization around a crypto-light thing. No, you actually have true decentralization, and Cardano will do what Cardano does best, which is security. We'll sell that and get that done. And being a stake pool operator is going to be a lot of fun because you'll have the dozens of pieces of infrastructure you run and dozens of income streams and these types of things, and it'll be a lot more profitable business than it has been historically.
Yeah, as an SPO, I'm excited for the opportunity. And that's really, I think, the last piece that Cardano's been waiting for, which is interoperability. So,
yes, sir.
Charles, I know you've got a long day ahead of you. I just want to say thank you for just taking a couple of minutes to really come in to talk to creators, to be, taking the time to come and talk to somebody as small as I am really means a lot.
Oh, you're not small, man. You're an OG. Thank you so much.
Thank
Cheers.
you, Charles. Take care.